First and foremost, I don't think Bitcoin is going to be there forever.
Will there ever be a point where, you know what, fuck the central banks, fuck banks, we'll do it all on cryptocurrency? Will it ever come to a point where it's going to be like that, you think?
It's partly heading that direction, but central banks themselves are stepping in. So like China introduced their digital yuan, which is crypto based, right?
Right.
So it's where sovereign countries will start issuing their own cryptocurrencies themselves, and they would outlaw certain things. Like at one point, I don't know if it still is, China has banned bitcoins anyway before the launch of the digital yuan. So I
Right.
don't think that has changed. It's still technically illegal, but China is still one of the biggest users of Bitcoin, right? So it's that kind of situation right now where governments are trying to force their control, and that also drives people to want Bitcoin, because you can just ask any businessman now, right? If they can hide their money, they would probably want to, because they want to avoid taxes, right? So if
Yeah.
things come in as crypto, no one would ever know, which is why there are many businesses that are still very cash based. They don't declare it. You can't trace it because he's just holding the cash, putting it under his pillow, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to have that kind of role as well for cryptos, and that's going to prove challenging for most governments lah. So we can't say who wins at the end of the day. Most governments look like their main goal is to regulate it,
Yeah.
to put control mechanisms. Others completely outlaw it. So there's no real clarity there. First and foremost, I don't think Bitcoin is going to be there forever. Right, that's a bold claim. I may be completely wrong, but I don't think it's going to be there forever.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna remember this little chat that we had, and then we're gonna see like in 20 years time. Holy shit, George was right.
Well, for one thing, it doesn't serve its purpose as a currency,
Right.
right? To me, Ethereum is probably a better long-term bet. Ethereum, and
Because
the reason,
technology, from a technology standpoint, it's a bit more current. It's better.
it's yes, tech-wise, it's not the best. There are probably others that are better, but in terms of the number of adoption and the fact that almost 90% of new projects are built on Ethereum, so Ethereum becomes that backbone for a lot of new blockchain development, right? The developers for Ethereum, the number of developers that build on Ethereum are also a lot more in the market, right? Easily they can look for them, and there's way more support, etc. So to me, eventually, Bitcoin may still kind of keep working, but they'll reach a point where miners will just phase out, right?
Right. Right.
Because it becomes less profitable to mine or something like that, because the processing power keeps
Or we're
reducing.
all gonna be dead because they contributed to global warming and
And oh
yeah.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
from that, you know. And at the same time, but in terms of Ethereum, where they are going through more developments, like, okay, so Bitcoin has problems, right?
Hmm.
But nobody can solve it, and they make forks of Bitcoin, which doesn't it's not successful. People are not going into the forks, so to speak. Whereas Ethereum, they've got way more people developing solutions for the problems. It does have similar problems as Bitcoin, but there are solutions in the pipeline.
Is it because
Problems.
we really don't know who created Bitcoin? Is that one of the problems?
Personally, I would say yes. Now, as much as we like to say we don't want to have a central authority,
Yeah.
right? But Ethereum has Vitalik who made Ethereum, right? So no matter whether or not he has any control, actual control, when he talks, people will listen because
Yeah.
he made Ethereum. And that helps when you want to get a lot of people to agree on something. Because in order for you to make wholesale changes or upgrades or something to a particular blockchain, you actually need, it's called a consensus mechanism. You need the majority of people to agree,
Yeah.
right? In order for you to do anything, right? And if there's no one single guy who's steering it, yeah, it's never going to happen. Everyone's got their own opinion, right? And I think that in the case of Bitcoin, unfortunately, because there's no figurehead, there's no someone who is like Satoshi Nakamoto is a
It's
figment
not
of
it's
someone's
not a real
imagination.
person.
There's so many theories. It's a group of person. It's this
Yeah.
particular guy in jail. To me, everything is still speculation. That
Yeah.
you don't have a truth, right? But the lack of that really affects it. Whereas there's a lot of leaders or drivers in the Ethereum network. So to me, even personally, I'm more bullish on that in the long run. So, but that's a dissenting opinion. Bitcoin guys would probably disagree, but
Right. Right.
we'll see how it plays out in the next 3 decades.
Hey guys, we hope you loved that discussion. But for the full discussion and all our other videos, click right here. And remember, don't be a dick.